everyone, good evening. I just got back from some very important work, and while I was driving back, I had this story at the back of my head which kept coming back, and I was wondering where this little boy is. Well, you're going to ask me which little boy. I'll tell you what happened. Just after my boards, that was my class 10, I gave my ICSE in Loreto Convent, and I was asked by this teacher, by this neighbor of mine, to pitch in for her, and for a month she was teaching in the school in nursery class, and the name of the school was Tiny Tots, and I had to go and pitch in for her for 1 month because she was going somewhere. My goodness, I was a little nervous because it was my first work as a teacher. I would be facing tiny tots, small little kids, and I didn't know how I would be doing, because all this while from nursery to class 10 I was being taught, and then now here I was right out of school and I was going in to teach. So I went in and I was really surprised because there were these very cute and this whole class of tiny tots, really tiny tots. And since it was a nursery class, I still remember there was a lot of chaos. There were boys fighting with the girls, and girls fighting with another girl. Then there would be a boy who would have probably stuck chewing gum in somebody's hair, and all these kind of things. And I was kind of wondering how I would tie through this 1 month. But then I told myself that I had to have happy stories at the end of that 1 month. I didn't want to come away with sad stories. I wasn't a teacher, I was still a student, and I was wondering how I will go through. But for me, happy memories, happy stories meant that I would be having happy children at the end of 1 month. They were happy anyway. We all know that tiny tots are always very happy. But I realized one thing, that there were 3 sets of children in that group of in that class. So there was this one group which is very intelligent, and they all sat in the front row. Then there were the ones who were not so intelligent, and they were sitting somewhere in the middle, somewhere in the sides, and they were spread out. And the ones who were not good at all in their studies, I wouldn't say good at all, I mean, they were not being able to keep up with the rest of the class. They were at the back of the class, right at the back. They were pushed back. I don't know whether the previous teacher did that, but they were pushed back to the end of the class, where they were sitting there without any attention, without getting any sort of positive loving strokes. Now, I did not know what I was going to do, but what I did was, I still remember this little boy that I talked to you about. This little boy in fact was looking at me with imploring eyes, and I went up to him, and he was a little boy from Mizoram, and his name was Kito. I don't know if Kito has now grown up to be a huge strapping boy, but then I looked at his books, and his books were all filled with very poor, 0 out of 10, need to improve, all these kind of things which were, I think, was sort of very depressing for him. And what I did was I talked to Kito, and I said, would you be interested to come and sit in the first row of the class? And Kito actually loved the idea, and he said, yes, I would love to come and sit there. And I think it was after 2 or 3 days that I did that. I got him to the front of the class, got him to the front row of the class, and I made him sit there. I gave him all the attention. Apart from giving attention to all the other children, I gave him attention. I made sure that he stayed back with me after class and could speak to me about the problems he has or had, or wanted to improve in something or the other. And This little boy, Keto, opened up the little flower, the little tiny tot, opened up with me and started telling me that he wanted to improve in his studies in his own special way. I mean, he didn't tell me I want to improve in my studies. He said it in his own special way, that he liked spellings, he liked English, he liked singing, he liked all these kind of things which were interesting for me to kind of give more attention. So I started giving him more and more attention. He was the only child who was very weak in his studies, because all the others could keep up with their studies, but except for Keto, there were others who fared pretty well. So Keto was my muse, my interest, the little student who I got to the front seat and gave full attention. And would you believe it, my dear friends, by the end of 1 month, apart from me being happy with all the other kids, we had fun singing, we had fun talking, we had fun doing spellings and maths and drawing and all kinds of things. But Keto improved so much in his studies that I was amazed that I used a technique that nobody taught me, that I had to do that. Maybe because back in school, I felt that because I was an average student, I wanted my teachers to give me more attention. I still remember my chemistry teacher did not quite understand the question mark on my face every time there were these talk about chemicals and all those, whatever. I still don't remember what chemistry is all about and what physics is all about. But if they had taken a little bit of care of this big question mark on my face and this need to know more and this need to get more attention from the teachers, I would have probably got better marks or maybe understood the subject more beautifully. My husband always says one thing, that the beauty of physics, and he teaches me the beauty of physics, and that is why probably I write beautiful poetry of the universe, because he teaches me about physics. And physics is everywhere. Physics is the universe, physics is the earth, physics is what I'm doing right now. I'm talking with you, everything is related to physics. The communication that I'm doing with you is also physics. So I wish, sometimes that my husband was my teacher in class 8 when I was doing terribly in chemistry and physics. Then he would have taught me better, and I would have been a better student in science and, in chemistry and physics. But that is what I'm trying to tell you, is that if you are a teacher and if you are in a college, in a school, in an institute where you find students who are not doing very well, it is your duty to give attention to those children, because they will really do well and you'll feel so satisfied, you'll feel so happy, because you want happy stories. You as a teacher want happy stories, because when I do my motivational classes, motivational skill classes and all these things, when I'm counseling somebody, and when I am blooming and when I see them progressing in their lives from depression to happiness, I'm very happy. So as a teacher, I would request you to give more attention to the students who need it. The intelligent guys are going to get through anyway. They are going to do very well. But you as a teacher, it's your responsibility to take care of the ones who are not doing good in class, right? I might not be a teacher from a college or a school. I was visiting faculty in one of the colleges here, and those students have understood that I have only good thoughts for each one of them. Even when a student is sitting right behind, I make sure that I give attention to that particular student, and I say that, do you need help from me? If there is any question, any query, any problem that you have, I am there for you. So as a teacher, they think that I am their mother. Most of them, they also write back to me and say that, we miss you, we want your class again, because you treated us like your kids, like your own kids. And I think that's the most important thing that teachers can do. One most important thing that teachers can do is to treat their children like their own and not like someone else's kids. Because when kids go to school, kids go to college, this is like another home for them. So when we as teachers, as professors, as faculty members, we look after our kids like our own, you will experience a deep sense of satisfaction here in your heart. That is what you will feel. That is all you will feel. And you're going to be a very happy person, because happiness is everything, right? You are running after happiness. You are the one who wants happiness. So if you want more and more happiness, all you can do is open up your heart, open up your mind, and open up your arms for all the children who are studying with you. Make them better leaders for the future. And if you find somebody who's not doing so well, give that child extra attention. I think that way they will do much better. And again, like I always say, if you need help in training for the teachers, this video I have made for the teachers, if you need any help in training and if you want to become more productive in your work, I am here to help. From I Am the Best, we give training in how to be more productive, how to be more accommodating, how to be more creative with your kids, and how to be the best teacher around. I am there. I'm going to give all the different connections that you can make with me in my description. And please follow me on Instagram, on YouTube, and on Facebook to know what I'm doing. I'm going to get you more and more videos, and I'm going to, this entire year, I'm planning to make wonderful videos for you whenever I get a chance. So stay happy, stay safe, and be at one with the universe. I love all of you so much.